Now I think that many of you already realize that dealing with squalls is just part of daily life as a liveaboard sailor. What you may not realize is that squalls don't always happen in broad daylight. Because, well, face it, most of us don't have our cameras out at night when the shit hits the fan. But as you can see here, our security cameras are pretty good at illuminating boats in the night, even up to almost 200 feet away. Case in point, this guy. He was just happily bobbing along in the wind until the squall hit, and then all of a sudden one of the wind gusts caught him on the broadside and dislodged the anchor. And of course he's right upwind of us and heading straight downwind at us. I could hear the rattling in the rigging getting louder and louder very quickly. I stuck my head up out of the hatch and went, oh shit, he's coming straight for us. There was too much wind to think I could fend him off by hand, so my immediate reaction was to start the engine and try and get our boat out of the way of his boat. You'll see here I immediately started to turn to port, but of course that has the effect of putting my transom to starboard and right in his way. So as he was already on top of us, I pushed hard to starboard to push our stern away from him. And all I can say is it was just in the nick of time. As his bow pulpit came down the side of our boat, his anchor roller went under our solar panels just as his bow pulpit went over. One more second and he would have taken the whole side rail off the boat. Not cool. What we didn't realize was the owner of the boat wasn't even on board, as here you can see him shooting past in his dinghy from the boat that he was visiting. I guess he saw his boat let go and drag past us, and tried his best to move fast. But luckily on this night we managed to avoid any incidents of damage. But here it is again at regular speed so you can see just how close it was. But hey, just another day in paradise, living the dream, right guys? Yeah, as you can imagine, that was a little bit more excitement than we needed for one night. That boat just missed us. I couldn't believe how lucky we were, seriously. If he had been even 2 more inches inboard, I mean, if I hadn't just got the stern out just enough at the right time, we would have ripped off those solar panels, the barbecue, the railing, everything would be gone. But yes, luckily that did not happen. So we are in the next day, getting back to our projects and our morning rituals. Tiki's already had her breakfast. Hey, little girl. Hey, how are you? Being a good girl? Yes. We don't need so much excitement in one night, do we? No, we can do without that stuff. Yeah, but we survived. Yes, little Richie is still sleeping, I believe, so we're letting him rest. Imagine how much bliss it is to not even know that something like that was going on last night. I wish that could be me. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit though, so I think we'll put down our window a little bit just to keep the rain out. And I believe Madalena is down here preparing our morning tea. Oh, yes she is. How's it looking? All ready?
Yeah, he's already up.
Nice. Got our cups all ready. Yeah, I think you guys remember we started this ritual back during lockdown where Maddie invented this special tea, and we would have it almost every day because we were looking at ways to expand and boost our own
immunity system.
Yeah, our own immune system. Yeah. But on that, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor for today's video, and that is Ritual Vitamins. And this was something that Maddie started researching after she had given birth to Richie and was looking for something to fill in a few gaps in her system that she knew she was going to have. And she came across these guys.
Because with the pregnancy times, when I waited Ricardo, my body changed a lot. And Ricardo started to bring all my nutriment for building himself.
If you're interested to learn more, you can hop over to their website at ritual.com and you'll find all the products and supplements that they carry, who they're made for, and what they can help you with. You can even find out the origins of all the ingredients. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think we're all looking for something that's going to fill in those gaps in our system, the nutrients, some of those things that we're missing that, you know, we don't get in our day-to-day foods. So that's where she found the Rituals Essentials for women. And they've got the ones for prenatal and postnatal as well. So that was a big advantage for her. For me, they've got the ones for men for over 18 years old. They've got the ones for men over 50 years old. And they're all multivitamins with many different nutrients that you need at different times of your life. Personally, I like the ones 18 and over. Yeah, these are my favorite.
It's a very good taste, yeah?
Well, yeah, they've got a mint flavor in them because they've got a mint chip that keeps them all smelling fresh so that they last longer in the bottle. Excuse me.
Don't worry, I just take 2.
But for us, they've been working. If you guys want to give them a try, they are offering a special offer to you guys, our viewers. So all you have to do is enter a code that will supply you in the description. And I'll have it on the screen here as well so you can read it. But there's a link that you can follow that'll go to the page where you enter our code. And they'll give you 20% off your first month subscription. Have a look at the website, see if anything there for you. And if you find a fit, tell them we sent you. Enter the code, 20% off.
He's my food. My big boy. Again, first lesson. Swimming. You're swimming. Look at Papa. Look at nice. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Vamos, una. Yeah. Ah, you're coming back in the boat. You're coming back. Yeah, you like this one.
I see.
Yeah, I like a lot. I like a lot. It's nice.
All right, well, those guys continue swimming lessons with little Richie, we get to get back to work. We have a next major project on the list, and I think some of you guys are going to like this one. I know we are, because we finally get our windlass working again. Thank you very much to Lumar for helping us out with this project. As you can see, we've got both boxes are from Lumar, and one is the new motor, which is our 24-volt conversion, and the other one is the windlass itself. If you remember, we've had some difficulties with our old system that's up on the bow. It is old, it needs a full rebuild, but I wanted to switch the motor over and convert to 24 volts also. So we got a big project. We have to change the wiring, switches, solenoids, everything to 24 volt. So we're going to start with that today. And as you can see, it's laundry day. Everybody's very excited for the new laundry machine, so we've been testing it out and of course doing all the laundry on the boat, so it's all hanging out to dry today. So that's a nice upgrade for fully completed. But today we get back to this guy right here. So this has been on the boat since about 2010. So yeah, I'd say it's about 11, 12 years old, and it's a 1500 watt system. And it ran good, except now I've taken the chain off. You can see we had to fight with these bolts here a little bit to get them off, but we got the shroud off. So we needed to get at the chain to be able to get it off of the windlass itself. And if we take this guy, you can see how much play there is in that system. It is not supposed to move like that. that creates a lot of drag for the motor, but of course it means that the bearings are shot inside and probably a little bit of damage to the main shaft. So yeah, I could fully rebuild this windlass, but even then I'd still have a 10-12-year-old windlass, and the motor needs to be upgraded to 24 volt to work with my new system. So this is what we decided to do, was pursue just getting a full replacement, because it was going to cost quite a bit more just to buy a 24 volt motor and then still have to rebuild the windlass and still be left with an old product. So now our next move is to loosen the bolts that secure the windlass to the deck, and they're inside the sail locker storage area here. So we're going to open that up and access down there. Once we loosen off the 4 bolts, we can take off the wires for the motor and then basically drop the lower unit down from below. And this one should just pop up from above, except it might be glued down. I can't remember if we put 5200 in there or if there is just a rubber gasket or what. So that's going to be part of the adventure along the way. Nothing ever comes off as easy as you hope for, that's all I know, but hopefully it's going to go well today. So let's have a look. Now this is the new Gypsy for the new windlass, and this is designed for 10mm chain, which is what we have here. Now if you remember, we said we have this other issue that, let's see if I can find it here. There's a damaged piece of chain, which is right here. And you can see that's rusted very badly, but this is where it was damaged in the hurricane right there. So these pieces need to be removed. But even to recouple this to this, we could probably repair the chain and be able to use it, but this is still an 8-year-old chain. And it's been in the water almost every day for 8 years because, of course, we live at anchor most of the time. The only reason we have these 2 damaged links is because this is where we had the snubber hook when we were in the hurricanes, through both of the hurricanes back to back, and of course that wore out these 2 links. But again, to just fix the chain and still be left with an 8-year-old chain that is still going to be needing to replace within probably a couple of years, because I don't think I've ever seen too many boats that use their chain every day last, 8 to 10 years. We've got a really good life out of this already. So in my opinion, it's time to retire the chain. I would rather not have a weak link right there, right in the middle of 200 feet. So I would still rather have a brand new 200-foot piece of chain, so that if we get into another hurricane situation or bad storm, at least we know the chain is secure. So that's what we're looking to do. Now, the windlass came with a Gypsy that's set up for the 10mm chain that we have now. The only issue I've been finding is that we can't find a good place at a good price to get the 10mm chain. I can, however, find the ACCO G43 chain, which is 3/8. Now the 3/8 is the same diameter link as the 10mm, so the thickness of the links is the same, but the pitch of the gap in between the links, like the internal length, these are 30mm and the G43 is 31mm. So they're very, very close. But that's why I just want to check here, wrapping it around the new drum. If I can get some of the chain to stay on deck for a second. Wrap it around the drum, the Gypsy. And yeah, you can see when it's pulling from one side, okay, so it's tight on that side, and it still has room down here. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with this link being 31mm long instead of 30mm. I think that should be just fine, and it should transition from one link to the next. So I think we should be okay. So I decided to take a chance and go ahead and order the G4 chain, or G43. And it has a braking strength, or a working strength, of 5,400 pounds. That's maximum working load, and I think a braking strength over 12,000 pounds. So it's a very, very strong chain. It's going to be better than what we have now. But having been through a few hurricanes, you can never have too good a chain. So don't cheap on the chain, that's all I can tell you. Just like the anchor. The Mantis 105, everybody says, why you got such a big anchor? Well, because we sleep at night and it carried us through 2 hurricanes. That's why. You'll never get that thing out of my hands, trust me. Ground tackle is important. Okay, so as we transition from above decks to below decks, you'll see here is the lower unit here. This is our 12-volt motor with the 3 hookups right there, ground, up and down trigger. And this is the gearbox. So we have to remove this entire gearbox and motor assembly. So the first thing we do is we remove these 3 wires, so the 3 power wires will come off. And you follow them back here and you see they go into the control box. And you remember last year we put in all the extra controllers, so I have a master power off switch here, so nothing will work, none of the remotes will work. We turn that on, and this one will work up and down, and this one will work up and down.
Crazy movement.
But yeah, you can see there, watch. Yeah, you can tell the bearings are shot, and this is one of the issues. So we're going to replace all of this completely, upper and lower unit at the same time. New 24-volt motor, new gearbox, and new deck mount. So everything is going to be brand new. So the first thing we need to do under here is these 4 bolts right there. So we got to get some spanner wrenches and just start loosening those off one at a time. And same thing here, loosen these 3 bolts, take those wires off, and then we're good. The whole thing will drop down off of here, but there is a main shaft that goes up from here to the upper unit, so we're probably gonna have to open this up to disconnect the main shaft from inside and then pull this whole unit down. So that is where we're gonna start. Well, the girls are still having fun eating desserts, I see.
Amazing.
Somebody had a good swim.
Oh yeah.
Looks yummy.
Do you want, Becca?
No, it's not for
I'm too fat.
It's not for you.
Okay, tools. You want to catch that lock? And under here, yeah, should be this what you're looking for. Spanner wrenches.
Excellent.
And that should do the whole thing. Now, if you want, you can also use the 3/8 ratchet set.
Okay.
The key for that one. That came apart nice and easy.
Cables out.
Cables are off.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now you can start with those 4 bolts there and just start loosening them all off.
Yeah, to take up the
You get them
motor.
off a few turns and we'll see if this is going to drop down on its own or if there's going to be something bolting it together under here. We'll find out.
It's loose.
Okay, a little bit of pounding with a hammer. We got these pieces to release finally. So that's gonna come off. And these are our clutch discs here that, as you can see, are seized. But we're almost there. Yeah, once you start moving it from down below, it'll probably knock this one loose. It's moving?
It's moving. I got it.
Got it? Oh.
There's a brownie here.
Shit. Look at that. Yeah, its seal is completely just gone. Ouch. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Well, that would explain the problem. Okay, so that means this should come up, possibly. Oh,
Give me a second.
maybe.
No.
No,
Why?
I don't know. It's doing nothing.
What's wrong?
It's good.
Dinghy
I
issues?
removed it and I put it again. I try again. Dinghy is not working.
Dinghy issues? Welcome to cruising life. Gear always fails. They've been working on their dinghy for days and having issues, so hopefully it gets worked out. But yeah, today we're working on this one because this is a major system.
It's like Thor hammer.
Oh, there you go.
We got it.
Okay, so the shaft come out all in one. How's the shaft look?
Looks, yeah, good. Just a little bit.
A little bit of scoring,
Yeah.
but not much. That almost looks like a C-clip. Yeah, I wonder if there's a C-clip that's missing from there. That's a C-clip cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything else looks good. So the shaft is actually okay. So this is the problem. This main bearing just disintegrated into nothing. What does it look like underneath? Because there's the other bearing there. Oh, it's still intact.
Give a little bit of
No big issue there. But yeah, definitely this one is gone. That's not good at all. Wow. Get it running?
I don't know. Only with full throttle runs. If it's without throttle, it's not accelerating.
So it doesn't accelerate, you mean? I'm so glad we don't have those issues anymore. You kind of get spoiled now. You just turn it on and push and off you go. The electric has been super reliable so far. I mean, as long as you make sure your battery stays charged, which of course we do. We just plug it in when it's in the rack here at night, put 1 or 2 kilowatts into it, whatever it needs, and it's topped up for the next day, ready to go. So far it's been amazing.
Are you gonna charge the TV?
No, not yet.
I can use the microwave?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that looks good. What do you guys got going on down there?
Eh?
That looks good.
It's a lunch.
Yeah, smells good.
Thank you.
How's the little guy doing, all right?
Oh, I think so. There was some teeth bother him.
Hey, Richie.
Yes, Daddy. Daddy.
Got some teeth coming in, is that the problem, little guy?
I think so. I think so. Sí. Sí.
Good enough for the girls?
I don't know what the f is wrong with this.
You can't say that on YouTube. Now I'm gonna have to
sorry.
beep. That's okay, we forgive you. Okay, you find the screwdriver?
Yeah. Screwdriver, hammer.
Okay.
Let's rock.
When all else fails, hit it with a hammer.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, just hit it anywhere, I guess, and see if anything moves. Just keep doing it from all the way around now. There we go. Oh, there's the plates. Okay, perfect. What happened?
Oh, f something's going in my eyes.
Uh-oh, something flew up.
Yeah, this shit.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, that thing's been in there for a while.
Yeah.
Still holding in. All right, got it. Good job.
Good job.
Okay, so now we basically need to get this last 100 feet of chain out. So I'm thinking, let's just pull it out and dump it into here for now. Okay, so we're probably down to the last links also, where it's going to be tied to that rope, that piece of line, tying it to the clip right there. Don't lose that end. That's the other chain for the other. But this one is right there. We're going to have to undo the string so we can pull the whole line out, and then put it back through again once we put the other base down here. It's all fused together.
Yeah, fossil.
Okay, just cut it and we'll put on a new string when we put it back in. Here. Okay, now we need to try all the other base and see how it fits on the mount. This is where we really cross the fingers. Time for a little cool off.
Amazing, nice. It's only the beer missing.
Oh, Beer's coming. So I hope you don't mind if we stop here to take a break, but for us, it's time to cool off, have a beer, and have some lunch. So join us in part 2 when we unbox a brand new 24-volt, 2,000-watt Lumar windlass, and we're going to show you everything you need to know about how to install one of these very important pieces of gear. Because with over 100,000 miles at sea under my belt, there's 2 things I can tell you that allow me to sail this boat single-handed: the autopilot and the windlass. Without those, definitely a full crew would be necessary. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Hey, hang on, I gotta come off and go up some speed first. Hold on, Sandra.
Yeah.
Let me get us back up to 5 or so. Come on. Okay, ready? Ready. Okay, I'm coming about. Helm is a lee. Okay, Sandra, go. Go, careful.
Great, very fast, guys.
Yeah, good job.
Super.